heaven and the earth came to existence, what were they? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? And my friends and the practitioner, the pattern have the question, have sentence that one thought get through the three realm. What is the three realm? The human realm, form realm, formlet realm. What kind the one thought get through three realm like that? Just little practice. We add the question, maintain down. The one to up down, that will get through the three realm. Another work like jump out of the samsara, So the practice, because dualism, because the knowledge the Buddha provide the idea, but the idea that work just like the finger pointed to the moon. You have to look at the moon. Our practice just have to free from samsara, have to free from the shifa, the ego, or self-attachment, free from self-attachment, sweep out, ignore. The explanation, just we get the concept in our practice. So the practice just add the question, maintain the down until down become the great down. And until the great down now don't have any discrimination, don't have any the thought of the ignorant thought of the self-attachment thought. That thought will get through the three realm. That don't have a name to call thought, but the patriarch, we call the compassion. Name that down. Or the Buddha named that the wisdom, Prajna. But the practice, forget the name, sweep out the name too. Just practice and maintain down. The practice we are always stuck in the world, stuck in the skillful mean. And we cannot get the idea of the Buddha, the idea of the patriarch. Like the new practitioner, they get the new stuck, the old practitioner, they get the old stuck in the self-attachment, stuck in the ignorance, the old way like that. That's why every day we always mention Buddha teaching, mention the patriarch, explain it, how to practice and continue practice. Even we cannot cannot get the right practice until the true practice, we will still practice, never losing practicing. The practice just ask the question, always ask the question, maintain doubt. Sometimes the first period of time we practice, we still have so strong in the self-attachment. We include ignore and the karma, the habits, the very bad habits. We still practice. Don't scare of that. Don't scare. Like we always raising so many illusion thought. Patriarch said, don't scare about the illusion thought. Just come back to practice. Always practice. Ask the question clearly. Ask the question continuously, seriously. Emphasize asking the question, emphasize practicing. That's our practice every day. So, ask the question, maintain down. In the way, we should go.
Dear monks, nuns, and all the lay practitioners,
Tổ sư có câu đó là nhất niệm
the
tham
patriarch
giới.
say this, have this saying, this when you're able to clear the mind, then you're able to get through the three realms. What is that thought? When you overcome all the thoughts, and you can alleviate the three realms. Because of our habit, karma, our karmic energy, and based on the dualistic thinking of subject and object. And only that thought of prajna will free us from the three realms. And that's when we're able to return to the self-nature. So the words teaching from the Buddha patriarchs direct ourselves to the practice. When you have the concept of the practice, then you're not gonna get stuck in the words, the skillful means, and other words. Basically, is the finger points the moon. So, but however, practitioners usually get stuck in the words because of the ignorance and the self-attachment, and we're not able to fully use the intention of the Buddha. So the beginners get stuck in the level of the beginners, and long-time practitioner get stuck in the own state of practice, and always get stuck in at the finger, but not able to see the moon. So therefore, the Buddha and the patriarchs always remind us, and so therefore, in this practice, we need to share your experience, so that way, the teacher is able to see where you get stuck at, and we should not see the finger as the goal, but you have to see the moon. So when you practice, you should see that there's nothing to gain, then nothing to seek, and then nothing to fear. And just based on this, you can continue with the practice.
Trên cái chỗ vực thẳm, trên đang đứng đây là đang đứng cái bậc cấp chút xíu, đâu có sợ, đâu có nắm gì đâu mà sợ, mà phải buông cái gì đâu mà sợ mà lo. Đến chỗ viện nhai tán thủ, đến chỗ mình không có dính mắc, đến chỗ mình không có bị.
So there's a saying, if you
kẹt trên cái tương đối phân biệt, trên cái năng sở ngã chấp,
if you're not fallen down,
giống như là đến thời đầu thì giống như là
when you like reach the head of the water,
nếu mà người hành giả tham thiền mà
and then you should let go everything.
Đi đúng
But if you fear of the cliff, if you fear of the top of a 100-foot pole, then and you attach to the comfort zone, then you're not able to let go everything. So this is a saying that one thought is able to leave the three realms. So that is the same meaning when you reach to the cliff or reach to the top of the 100-foot pole, then you should let go everything. And that's and that also when you let go of everything, dualistic thinking, conventional mind. And as you can see that in our daily life, we get attached to one thought to the other, and we get like a cocoon, and we get tied up in ourselves, cocoon nest, and in comfort zone. So we don't want to get out. And in this practice, the main thing is ask a question and raise the doubt clearly. And then if something that you're going to lose, that doesn't matter. You just hold on to the practice, because we afraid to lose our face, our reputation, our name, our future, and that is in the illusion. And there's something that we gain to learn, money, and that is create a huge obstacle in our practice. And when you learn something, I mean, when you're in a temple, you're gonna think about a certain degree and create the false mind, and we're not able to recognize it. So therefore the Zen master likewise, he said that when we practice each day, we not even better than anyone, and we become very slow, very full, and that's the right intention in the picture art Zen, and that is one thought. This is the thoughts of Prajna, or the seed of Prajna, able to get us out of the three realms. And that requires our mind always really diligently focus on a practice. and overcome all the good condition or bad condition. And when we see the obstacle condition, that even good for you. But if in a good condition, sometimes we lose ourselves. And therefore, each one of us practitioner, we need to study the teaching and focus on the practice. So this is a question about when you're dead, how can we hold on to the practice? Can you explain more? So that is not common yet. So just hold on to the practice. So right now, if you're not able to hold on to the practice, and when that arise, you're not able to handle it, and you're gonna get distracted by death, and you're not able to focus on the practice. This is, we usually get stuck with we only want to know, but we don't really want to focus on the practice. And the Zen likewise, he said that I say like 1,000 miles, already, but you not even take a single step. So you just stay on the words, the teaching, but you're not even start with the practice. And the more you're gonna practice, the more you're gonna able to experience it clearly. And that's gonna be the roots that go deep into the practice, and you're able to experience everything. And the world is saying that if you're close to the negative people, you're gonna get the negative effect. And if you get close to the positive people, and then you're gonna influence their positivity. So when you practice this, you're gonna know that you're gonna let go a lot, and you're able to experience even death. There's a death, habits of death. So all the karmic energy we create by our own mind. So usually most of them come from the false mind, and this is all the karmic. Even the karmic energy is the illusory flowers in the void, and we usually follow our false mind, and we accept everything that we see. And so right now, we as long as we practice, we continue to practice, and we don't have to fear. But if we don't practice, then right now we say that we don't fear death, but when death arrives, we're gonna freak out. And this sentence means mind, like to attach to the illusion. For the wise one, when they witness death, that is not real. When they witness birth, birth is not real. So they don't attach to anything. But we, as very basic practitioners, we're able to see everything as real. And if we see something that is go against our own self nature, our own self attachment, then we're gonna create strong affliction to go against it. And we want to distinguish this and that all the time. So when we're talking about near death, and based on your practice, it's not going to affect you. So whatever you see in the morning or during the day, most likely that you're gonna see in your dream. So as long as you continue with your practice continuously, then that is not gonna have a strong influence or gonna affect us. It's gonna scare us. So like wisdom then master, because of our mind creates all this busyness, all the craziness. So we're gonna fall with our own karma. So if a tree is leaning on the lake or the river, and when a tree is gonna die, that tree is gonna fall on the lake. So same thing with our own karma. However, that is seed of karma is created, and then we're gonna reborn in that. So therefore, just out of compassion or skillful means, we say that please practice immediately. Death is coming. So that's just a saying, but somehow we stuck on the word, and we're not practice, but we just focus on death. So our life is in one breath, and somehow people just focus on the breath, and they forget to practice. So we should reconsider this approach in the practice. So true practice, we need to really focus on the practice, but not on the form, to make people see that, oh, we practice. So our true practice is when people even like scold us, make fun of us. We don't even know, we don't even care, but because of the doubts. When you have the doubts, nothing is going to affect you. So in our daily life, however, life is driven us. However you busy with life, we just practice. But if we just say that, oh, until my life is get less busier, then I will practice. There's no way. So we can see this. Yes, Kimmy, please go ahead. Dear Thầy, nuns, and all practitioners, can you explain to one of my brothers, and this person is love to practice, have been listening to our practice on Zoom. He has a question about when he heard about from me and my sister about the Hatha practice, and listen to the explanation from you, and he practiced alone, but he doesn't understand when asking the Hatha question. Why do we ask the Hatha question? So,
em cũng hiểu là tại sao mình phải ví dụ như niệm Phật. Hồi xưa tụi con cũng bày cho em niệm Phật.
So when his previous practice is Pure Land, so recite the Buddha name.
Mình hướng tới được cái tâm linh chẳng hạn. Mình niệm Phật mình yên tâm hoặc là mình cầm.
It has a meaning, you know, like when recite the Buddha names. But when he recite, when he asks the what the question is, doesn't have any meaning. So he has the doubts about its practice. Not the great doubts, but the suspicion that how this practice is going to help me.
Nhưng mà em công phu một thời gian, em tu giống như là nhớ là em công phu, thì khi mà một thời gian thì em cảm thấy
and
tự nhiên cái suy nghĩ cái phiền
he has really strong pattern of affliction in the past. Everything he could get affliction with. When he practiced this, somehow the affliction is released itself, and he doesn't know why. So, so can you say more so he has more trust in his own mind for the practice? Thank you, Thầy.
Cũng giống như là từng pháp môn, con xin thầy có thể giúp cho em, con xin cảm ơn thầy.
So actually, when we in a practice, whatever conditions arise, and we have this my opening, and then we're gonna accept the practice, this practice more easily when you're able to encounter with the Prajna. So because of this practices, we are with the Prajna. So it's gonna help us to close to the liberation. And sometimes we encounter certain condition. It doesn't mean anything, but actually it has a lot of meaning for the liberation. So this, therefore, the patriarch say that, you know, this practice doesn't have to have a certain status. Anyone can practice, older people or younger people. Just like the Buddha nature, everyone has it. So it's no so in the Zen, people, some people they very have a slow mind, and this is helping a lot. And there's a practitioner, he doesn't even know the meaning of meditation. So when people say that, oh, you're so silly, how come meditation, the word meditation, you don't even know. So when this practitioner asks, what is meditation? And this practitioner kind of, you know, make fun of him. So they use another word meaning, but not meditation. Same sound but different word in Chinese. And it's meditation is a cater. The kind of insect. So no, actually in this practice, we don't have to learn in a very advanced level to practice. Sometimes you even have advanced
không có kẹt trong cái ngã chấp vô minh, trong cái năng sở tương đối, rồi tâm mở ấy, bất kỳ trong một cái hoàn cảnh nào, trạng thái nào, nhìn bằng một cái tâm quán đạt rộng rãi và có thể dễ dàng để mà tiếp thu được cái chánh pháp.
So as long as you
chánh pháp. thì nó đó là cái nhân duyên nha. Cái nhân duyên người ta không có sợ, không có vợ, tức là đã có cái sẵn cái giống cái chánh nhân rồi đó, là bát nhã rồi, thì đời đời kiếp kiếp á, sanh ra là gặp được chánh pháp
So
đại
it's
thừa,
like
tụ tập.
Zen Master Huệ
Giống như
Nan.
là lục tổ Huệ Năng đâu có
Do you
bị
know
Phật pháp trước
anything
đó đâu. Nghe
about
kinh Kim Cang, cái tâm đã khế
teaching
hợp
of
á, là
the
trong đại
Buddha
khế hợp
or
thì tự nhiên
anything?
nghe cái câu ân vô sở trụ
He
như
was
sanh tử đạo,
illiterate,
ngày đó khai ngộ liền.
and
Đó. Thì bây giờ chúng ta tham thiền,
he already,
tại vì cũng không biết, không hiểu, ôm một cái câu hỏi vô ngã
able
vô
to
thường.
achieve
Nhưng mà nhìn
the
lại cái
Buddhahood.
vấn đề thời gian thực tập á, thì thấy sao nó bớt cái phiền não, không có chấp
So,
trọng nhiều. Qua những cái cảnh, những cái duyên, nghịch cảnh gì
so
của
as
muôn vàn
long
hoàn
as
cảnh,
you
nó khác
know
với
that
lúc trước.
you're able to
Lúc trước thì
practice,
phải đắn đo, phải suy nghĩ, phải khổ đau,
everything is gonna automatically
cả đêm cả mấy ngày.
release,
Nhưng mà bây
and
giờ
you
thì
don't
bình thường,
even know.
giống như gió nóng thoáng
So
qua,
that is
gió Lào thoáng
the
qua,
result
không có là
of
vấn
our
đề gì.
practice. But we don't
Đem lại
even
hiệu quả
need to
vô cùng
know,
hết, mình chưa
the
cần biết
result.
tại sao.
We
Không
don't
có
have
cần biết nó
to
là như thế nào nữa,
distinguish
chỉ cần tu tập thôi.
between
Tại đó cả đời
this
kiếp
and
rồi,
that, between
đâu
the
cần phân biệt qua lớn qua nhỏ, qua màu
illusory
sắc gì. Nó là qua đấng
or
vọng
not.
tâm, là do cái cảm giác sai lầm. Cái vọng tâm chúng ta cũng vậy,
Because of
tâm
our
thức chúng ta
strong
cũng vậy.
self-attachment,
Do cái bệnh tâm, bệnh cái bệnh của chấp
it's
tâm,
gonna
bệnh
build
của
the
tương
momentum
đối, bệnh của ngã chấp,
in
bệnh
the
của năng sở.
subject and object.
Thì cái tham thiền á, Ngài La Quả cũng nói mà, có khi mình chưa biết á, hay là có khi biết rồi đi nữa, mà khi mà ứng dụng thực hành á, tại vì cái tập khí mình, cái tập quán nghiệp của mình từ vô lượng kiếp luôn luôn thích
And
sân
there's
si
always
tham ân
something that
sợ,
we want to
luôn luôn
gain,
phải đến ngã
something
chấp,
we want
sợ
to,
đắc, sợ cầu,
something
sợ
to hold
sanh,
on to.
luôn luôn ai cũng sợ,
And
sợ
fear
thiếu
in a
thốn,
different
sợ gia đình bị tổn
things,
hại, sợ bản thân mình bị
afraid to
người
lose
ta
something,
khiển trách, hay là cái
possession,
danh dự của mình, địa vị của mình, quyền lợi của mình,
prayer
của
that
cải
we're
tài
not
sản
able
mình
to
bị
make
thất
money.
thoát. Ai cũng sợ hết,
And
sợ làm không có ra tiền,
we have
sợ
so many
cuộc sống
layers
nó
of
trở nên
fears
hạn hẹp, hạn hẹp. Rất là nhiều cái
because of
thứ
the
cái sợ, mà
self-attachment
sợ là tại vì sao có cái sợ, sao có cái
based
cầu,
on
sao có cái đắc,
the
tại ngại chấp,
subject and object.
trên năng và sở, là có
We,
cái
the one who are
ta
afraid that
sợ và có cái
we
việc mình ta
lose
sợ.
this
Cũng năng sở là vậy đó.
self, and
Thì cái
therefore
sự
we
tu,
always want
sự
to
tu tập
protect it.
là nó
And
tin sâu nhân quả, tự động nó
so
nằm trong tin
therefore,
sâu nhân quả, tin khả năng mình
we
phải
should
tin lên bản thân mình,
really trust in
biết
this
bắt tin lên bản thân mình,
practice,
tin
our
trên
own
cái
mind.
đầu khối óc Bồ
So
Tát của
from
mình.
there, you're not gonna
Tự bản
fear
thân mình làm á,
this
là
and
mình
that.
tạo dựng á, chứ không có cầu xin, không có
We don't have to
đại công cái phần
bend
này,
with the
bằng
world.
bùa cối, hay là
If we have the
lợi
great
dụng
trust
á,
in our
hay
mind,
là có sự mưu mô tính toán thủ đoạn
we don't have to
quá sức
follow
á,
the
những
worldly
cái đó nó chỉ đem lại
way
cái
of
phiền
life.
não, định khổ đau, đem tới cái lo sợ thêm thôi.
And
Thật với bản thân mình mà sống thật á, thì uy tín mình nó rộng mắt, ở trên đó mọi người được kính mến, và chủ hay là cấp trên
and
nào
when we
cũng
have
tin
this
tưởng
trust
nữa,
in the
và
mind,
cái
we're
năng lực
able
mình càng ngày
to
càng tăng,
practice,
niềm tin mình nó rộng
and the
thì
practice
cái
is
bản
gonna
lĩnh và
help
khả
us
năng mình nó lại tăng.
in a
Nó tự
very
nhiên thôi, chứ không phải là
unique
do
way
cái giỏi
that
giang gì ở giỏi giang, mà qua cái sự luồn
you
lách
don't
và
even
cái dụ
know,
mắt thôi.
and
Vì
people
sau
they
đó
don't
người ta
even know
thấy
why
cái
they
tư
have
cách,
that
và thấy cái
kind
bản chất
of
không có đúng, cái đạo đức trong xã
action
hội, thì rồi cũng không còn
that
cái gì hết,
help
không có xứng đáng.
things moving
Thì
smoothly,
cái sự tu tập nó chỉ
because
quét cái
it's
bản
come
ngã,
from
nó
the
làm
innate
dẹp bớt cái
wisdom.
vô minh, tự động
So
nó hình thành cái chân
the
thật của mình, từ cái con người chân
the
thật của mình.
fundamental
Rồi cho
of
đến cuối cùng Phật
true
giáo
Buddha
bắt đầu nói
Dharma
về cái tự
is
tánh.
help us
Thì chân bản chân thật con người
return
phải
to
có
our
cái tri
self
ân
nature,
báo ơn, phải có bổn phận và có trách nhiệm đối với trách
and
nhiệm bổn phận
doesn't
làm
matter
con thì phải hiếu thảo đến cha mẹ, đối với
what
đối với đất
happens
nước,
in the
đối với
world,
lại xã hội,
we
đối với tất
able to
cả,
control our
không
own
có
destination,
hại, không có tổn hại,
and
mà làm phát
it's
triển.
come from our own
Thì
practice.
đó là cái hạnh, đó là cái đức và cái nền tảng của sự tu giải thoát, phải qua đó. Nếu mà người mà
And
không có
if
cái đó rồi
someone,
thì
doesn't have the love,
hay là không
the
có biết
gratitude
ơn
for the
lớn,
parents,
4 cái ơn lớn, đó là
then
ơn đối
don't
với
count on that
cha
person,
mẹ tĩnh thí, đối với
because
tam bảo,
it's not gonna take care
đối
of
với
you.
bạn bè xung quanh, thì đâu có
and he doesn't have the foundation for the morality. Just like a house has no foundation, stable foundation, then you cannot build on top of it. So this is just an example that we need to look back into our practice and the doubt. It's gonna help us from the beginning to the end, all the way. Resolve our birth and death. The suffering, the pain is gonna resolve itself. It's exhaust by itself. So that's when you're able to be your true self. It's like some people, they think that the Buddha is like, you know, the God or someone who help blessing or do supernatural things. So the Buddha has had the same beginning. So he sat under the Buddha tree and practice until he was achieved the enlightenment. So once he achieved the enlightenment, the world of humans and the world of God. So the moment that he was awake, people passing by and asking, "Are you the God?" He said, "No, I'm not a God." "Are you a human?" "No, I am awakened one. I'm the Buddha, the awakened one." And just like everyone else, if you're able to continue with the practice, then you're gonna be awakened like me. So the teaching of the Buddha spread in so to help all people. So in order to be like the Buddha, we need to practice, return to the practice, ask the question and raise down. It's gonna help to destroy the deep layer of ignorance. So I don't want to say too much.
Nói danh từ đó nó nhiều mà mới thì có thể chưa hiểu được bao nhiêu, nếu mà dần công phu